Hey guys, it's Edgar Magana and I'm here with a weekly report. So the major event that happened over the week was I got on a sales call. But it went horrible. I wasn't prepared at all and it literally caught me off guard. So what happened was it was an inbound appointment. And what that means is it didn't go through my more elaborate cold outbound pipeline, and that one is um, more crafted for my landing page offer. And this other inbound um, pipeline, it's not really a pipeline. I just post designs on X and I put a link underneath that just asks, that tells people that to click on the link basically if they want to transform their brand or to stand out. And so someone clicked on that and booked a call. It was so exciting. when I was going to check my calendar and I was going to plan out my day. I said, you know what, finish some work, so I'm going to plan out my day. I check my calendar and boom, I see a discovery call with Edgar Magana and the prospect's name. And I was so confused. I was like, what is that correct? I went to check my looms because that's kind of like a final step before I send a call at Comlink to make the prospects book a call. I checked the loom and I didn't make any loom for this guy. So I'm like, where did this guy even come from? But then I realized it's from inbound, and so that's very interesting. That I've been putting so much effort into outbound, and then my first booked appointment came from inbound. That's so interesting. And so that little moment right there reinforced my decision to do both inbound and outbound. So what I do is I post daily and I also outreach daily, but I spend more time doing cold outreach than I do inbound, because with outbound, what my mentor explained, it's more empirical, it's more logical, and you can actually track everything. You can track the metrics, and that means if you find a system that works with cold outbound, you can basically just put more volume into it, and that system will churn out the same uh, appointment booking rates, um, all the engaged rates, and all of that stuff. So that's the difference with outbound and inbound, and the reason why my mentor recommends outbound, because you can track everything and it's more predictable than inbound. Because I had absolutely no clue. I for inbound I just post and I just leave the link there. I don't know if someone's gonna view that or if they're gonna click it, but with inbound I have all my metrics, my CRM sheet, I have everything, and so that's what I'm putting most of my effort into. But of course, we're also putting effort into inbound, because if you post horrible content, then it won't produce results. And the funny thing is that for the like when I went on a sales call and I asked, why did you decide to book a call, it was because he saw a dashboard design which I put a lot of effort into. And so that reinforces to have high standard for your content that you're posting out for inbound, because once you post high quality content, then you're gonna get results. And well, this is an example of that, and it was so exciting. But to circle back to the reason why it went horrible is because the prospect booked a time that was immediately after one of my class sessions. It was an English class session, and so I finished my English class, and I immediately in school had to like find a quiet place, a quiet enough place with internet to do the call. And what happened was, I found a quiet place. I started the call, and eh, I was starting to ask my questions, but I basically, what happened was, I was starting to ask questions, and the prospect told me that these were irrelevant questions, and yeah, that kind of, it didn't startle me or anything, but I was like, okay, so we're not going to ask the questions. Well, in my mind, what I was thinking. So since he already um displayed his intention of wanting product design, when my main offer is landing page, like redesign, a landing page redesign, I have not yet crafted an offer for product design. So that's another thing that now I know. Okay, so prospects, people in my niche, have the problem of product design. So that's something I might think, oh, now I might create an offer on product design. If I hear that again, if that keeps coming up, if product design keeps coming up, I will create an offer for that. I probably will create an offer before that, and like write a separate script just for product design. Maybe, yeah, separate script, sales script for product design for that specific offer, because like blatantly, he told me irrelevant questions that I was asking, and so I went straight to the point. I asked like what he wanted specifically for product design. He wanted a specific dashboard, and since I went on the call on my phone, he asked for examples, and I had to open up my laptop and open up Figma and join the call and show the examples. But what happened in all of that, while I tried to get the examples to show him like what designs I've done, the internet cut off. And he was asking me another questions like, how am I different from my competition? And I was going to answer it when like it just kept breaking up. And I was trying to get the designs, I was trying to join on my laptop, but the call kept breaking up, and then it just cut. And what happened was the internet just didn't work. And it wasn't the internet's fault. Obviously, it was my fault for, first of all, number one, like putting it so that prospects are able to book an appointment immediately after a class. I should have some buffer time. And number two is relying on the school internet. That's like the stupidest decision I've ever made in my entire life, and it's my fault. It's the reason why my sales call got like cut short. It was pretty dumb. I'm never making those mistakes again. Like, that's so ingrained in my mind, and I learned a lot. I will, yeah, I learned that stuff, and also I have a question that I can put in my question sheet, so that if that question comes up again, like how am I different from other agencies, I can have an answer ready for them right on my Q&A sheet on my laptop, and that's great. Another thing is that sales seems to be the less the less the least easiest thing to do in business so far. Cold, like, outbound is easy, cold DMs is easy, posting content, making this content is very easy. Designing, well, it's not as easy, but I really enjoy it, and I can get into a flow state with that. It's not shallow work, it's deep work, and is very enjoyable. So it's also easy, and so sales is the least easiest part of business. I don't want to say sales is hard, because sales isn't hard when you look at like the fundamentals, and you have to have the right mindset of like sales isn't hard. It's just I haven't put enough reps in, and so that's something like I'm just repeating to myself. I'm reframing, and also learning from my mentor Charlie Morgan. It's sales isn't hard. You just haven't experienced it enough. It's like when you want to play a new sport, you can't expect to be messy like from the first day. You have to practice, and it's this basic skill mastery. You have to practice. You have to fail a lot. You have to fail fast and fail a lot, and you'll basically learn what to avoid, and you'll automatically do the correct things. And so, a lot of lessons from my first sales call. I hope maybe you are inspired to get on sales calls, and also learn to not trust outside like third party internet. Just make sure it's so stupid. It's like, do not, please don't make that mistake. I made it, and I want you to learn from me. If you're gonna hop on a sales call, make sure your internet is good. Make sure it's very good, and also make sure you're in a quiet environment. Like, test everything. Make sure you have the script feedback form. Make sure your microphone's working. Make sure you even have like backup data on your phone or something, so that you can connect in case that the power goes out or something. Just be very meticulous, and this is something I've learned from real world experience. And definitely I was warned about this, well, in my like pre sales session, or pre sales warm up. You need to make sure of these things. I've been warned about these things in training, and I failed to follow instructions. So that's another thing that um I I need to meticulously follow the instructions of my mentor, because he's done this millions of times. I haven't done it, and now I learned the hard way, and I'm gonna stop learning the hard way. I'm gonna just do what I'm told, and yeah, that's a week, and it was very exciting. And I'll see you guys next time.